Welcome to Connected Revelations on Freedom Revolution Network. This is your host, Joyce Hope, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit more about a topic that I really find interesting in regards to health and wellness is the topic of saunas, heat versus infrared, near versus far versus mid. There's a lot of controversy that comes along with the idea of saunas. There's a lot of different topics, a lot of different options, so much out there in the market. And do they actually work? Are they really worth the money? Is it something that people would truly invest their time in? I mean, I think these are all really good questions, right? So what is infrared? So essentially, that's a good question, and I think everybody should, have the answer. So according to the good old internet, infrared is electromagnetic radiation, having a wavelength that's just greater than that of the red end of the visible light spectrum, but less than that of the microwaves. Infrared radiation has a wavelength from about 800 nms to 1 mm, and is emitted particularly by heated objects. So, so there's two types. What's the difference between a heated sauna versus an infrared sauna? I mean, I know that a heated one definitely feels warmer. It takes up, I think, a little bit more energy, generally speaking. And honestly, when I have a sauna myself, and the reason that I got a sauna is, frankly, I don't like being cold at all. It's my least favorite thing. Cold is no fun. So, some of the main differences is that I think heated saunas get a little bit warmer. So a traditional dry sauna, the ones that you put those, back when I was a kid, you'd go in and they'd have rocks and you put water on it to make it warmer. So a traditional dry sauna uses temperatures between 185 degrees and 195 degrees Fahrenheit, which can be pretty overwhelming for those that are sensitive to heat. Whereas an infrared sauna uses a much milder temperature, around 120 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So that makes a bit of a difference in regards to what temperature your body actually is getting to. So essentially, when we're talking about the heated ones, you're using basically the temperature, the heat to warm up the body, to get yourself to sweat, to basically detox, or to get your circulation moving and different things. Where infrared is a little bit different. How it works is different. So, there's a couple different things. So infrared saunas, they can come in. What's the difference between a near infrared sauna versus a far infrared sauna? So the main differences between the near and the infrared and the far infrared sauna technology is the type of radiation delivered. So near infrared uses infrared heat radiation in the range of 600 to 950 nms, where far delivers radiation in the 3000 nms to 1 millimeter wavelengths. So what does that mean for those of us that really want to know? It's a good question. So essentially, from my understanding of it, is one goes, so when you're talking about near, it means it kind of only penetrates into the body a little bit, where far goes a little bit farther into the body, hence the name calling of the names. So the type of sauna that I actually have is a Sunlighten sauna, which is kind of has, according to their sales, has full spectrum infrared technology, which means it has mid, near, and far technology. So essentially, yeah, we're looking at it penetrating from different levels. So some of the things that saunas are known for or have been known for, in parentheses, is detoxification, relaxation, weight loss, pain relief, good for cardiovascular health, and anti-aging. So in those areas, what are we talking about? Well, for detoxification, sweating is good for you. It is the body's safe and natural way to heal and stay healthy. Sunlight and far infrared saunas heat the body directly, causing a rise in the core temperature. This results in deep detoxifying sweats at a cellular level, according to their website. Another thing that people like to use saunas for is relaxation. According to Sunlighten, unlike traditional saunas, which operate at extremely harsh temperatures, Sunlighten infrared is gentle, therapeutic heat that promotes relaxation and improves sleeps. Sunlighten infrared saunas help you receive an invigorating deep tissue sweat, leaving you fully refreshed at the end of each session, according to their website, right? I will say from my own experience, of course, I don't sweat that easily. It takes quite some time for me to actually sweat during the session. So from what I understand, you're not necessarily having to be actually sweating at the time. Your core temperature still is rising for several hours after the infrared sauna, from my understanding. So another cool thing that a lot of saunas now have is sometimes they include something called chromotherapy, which is basically light therapy. So depending on the color of light, it's supposed to be specifically good for different things, if you will. So let's see here. I always have to look up what the different colors mean, but let's see here. So chromotherapy is the science of using colors to adjust the body's vibration frequencies that result in health and harmony. Each color possesses frequencies of a specific vibration, and each vibration is related to different physical symptoms. Our bodies need the sun's light to live, essentially, is what we're going with here. So let's see here. We'll talk a little bit about chromotherapy. So since we need light to live, there's 7 colors in a light spectrum. An imbalance of any of these colors can manifest itself in physical and mental symptoms. Color therapy works on various energy points to help balance your body via full spectrum or visible light, each color addressing a distinct need. So let's go through it a little bit. So for chromotherapy for red is believed to increase the pulse, raise blood pressure, and increase the rate of breathing. Red would be applied to support circulation and nervous functions. So then another color that can be used, particularly in the sunlightened sauna, that's what I have the most experience with, is strong pink. Strong pink acts as a cleanser and strengthening the veins and the arteries. And then they also have straight pink or regular pink, and pink activates and eliminates impurities in the bloodstream. So as you can see, basically red through pink, kind of that tone, tends to do with circulation and blood flow. The next color is orange. Orange is a mixture of red and yellow. Activates and eliminates localized fat, assists with asthma and bronchitis. So if someone was looking to use the sunlight and sauna for or any sauna that has chromotherapy in it, and they were trying to do that to lose weight, then orange would be a good color for that. Strong yellow is the next one. Strong yellow strengthens the body and activates internal tissues. Regular yellow, the brightest color used in chromotherapy, has been used to purify the skin, help with indigestion, strengthen the nervous system, treat glandular diseases, hepatitis, and lymphatic disorders, and assist in metabolism support. The color green is the color associated with harmony, provides a neutral, positive, and calming effect. So if you were using the sauna to be more relaxing, green would be a good color to choose to put alongside of that. Strong green provides an anti-infectious, antiseptic, and regenerative stimulation. How do you choose? I mean, they all sound so great. How would you choose what color you were going to be using? Strong blue lubricates joints and helps address stress, nervous tension, and infections, according to this. If you believe in chromotherapy and you believe in infrared therapy, then this would be where you would go. If you don't. It's easy as that. Blue promotes relaxation and calm, but exhibits tranquilizing qualities, often used to relieve headaches and migraines, cold, stress, nervous tension, rheumatism, stomach pain, muscle cramps, and liver disorders. Blue is thought to have a positive effect on all kinds of pain. So blue light therapy, kind of hearing about it a little bit more actually. We have a friend, I saw him at a meeting this week, and he was talking about how though they're very conventional minded, he had started seeing a chiropractor, and they were doing blue light therapy, and it had completely taken away his back pain. And it's true. I mean, different things. I think what we need to realize is there's definitely a synergistic approach to how we go about healing ourselves. It's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all situation. There's a lot that goes into it. And so it would be silly of us to say that there's one thing that's going to make the difference for everyone, because everybody is so completely different. So the next color is indigo. Indigo is used to address conditions involving the eyes, ears, and nose, and has a calming, sedative effect again. So if you're more likely to have allergies, your eyes get tired from staring at a screen all day, and you're just overly stressed out from work or life in general, indigo would be a good color to go if you were using a sauna or infrared sauna. And then the last color is violet. Violet is used to calm the nervous system, soothe organs, and relax muscles. Violet has meditative qualities and is often used to treat conditions of the lymphatic systems and spleen, as well as a urinary disorders and psychosis. So it's a really, so let's say you are interested in chromotherapy, but you're not wanting to spend the money on getting out an entire sauna to do in combination with that. They actually sell like colored sunglasses, or even just glasses, generally speaking, in or on Amazon, or probably on the internet everywhere. But anyway, that you can wear for periods of the day to do the same thing. So, if you were interested in trying out chromotherapy for a little bit less money than actually purchasing a sauna, then that would be a way to try it out as well. So I think that's really interesting. Really, really interesting. So the other thing that this particular sauna that I have, it has bioresonance technology in it as well, which is and sound technology, where you're using, like, you listen to different music that's supposed to be different, sound waves to help you bring your body back into balance. I think essentially what we're learning is that everybody is kind of out of balance, and we're trying to figure out how to get ourselves back in balance. We want to feel better. We want to look better. We want to just live better. And it's difficult to figure out how to do that with the way that we live in the culture that we're in. So all very interesting to talk about and think about and be. So there's that. So does anybody have any questions about infrared? So we were talking about how near infrared was different than far infrared. So essentially what we need to realize is not everything that we hear right away is going to be good or bad for us, depending on what it is, because we're all individual people. So some of the other things that are also believed that saunas do is they have inflammation lowering effects, acts similar to an antioxidant, nutrients, activates the cells, helps wounds heal, boosts metabolism, and helps move toxins from the body. This is according to Dr. Axe's website. He also mentions a study from 2012 reported reporting published by Dr. A. Wellman Center, Photomedical of Massachusetts General Hospital, and Boston Technologically Advanced has results in infrared sauna devices that deliver far infrared light wavelengths, or FIR, directly into the human body without any bands needed. These are considered safe, effective, and widely applicable for healing many inflammation disorders. The therapeutic effects of infrared saunas come down to the electromagnetic radiation spectrum. And we talked a little bit about that. In the simplest terms, this results in infrared saunas causing heat and natural positive radiation effects in the body once it's detected by the body's thermal receptors located in the skin. Far light wavelengths are capable of altering cells, cell membranes, DNA, proteins, and cell fluid, including and especially water molecules. At the cellular level, altered cell membranes and mitochondrial activity take place, which positively impacts the metabolic system. FIR photons are absorbed by the bonds in the body's molecules, and the way the water functions within our cells is altered. FIR also has a mesostructure effect, where proteins within the body tissues change in a way that's important to overall biological activity. Infrared light treatment usually works with just 15 to 20 minutes and can be done within your home if you're willing to purchase your own light-emitting sauna device. Infrared lamps are another way of going about it. Kind of the fun thing about saunas is as people become more and more interested in saunas, particularly infrared, there's a lot of cheaper options that are portable that people maybe with a smaller home can purchase, where their head kind of sticks out of it and then your arms are in it. It kind of looks kind of funny, but from what I understand, it kind of does the trick. I guess there was a study that found evidence supporting the use of infrared sauna treatment for normalizing blood pressure and cholesterol levels, even treating congestive heart failure and helping with chronic pain. That means an infrared sauna is a good way to help prevent high blood pressure and improve your heart health. That would make sense because it has something to do with circulation and I don't know where I was recently, but I heard, and I can't quote this or even cite this, but somebody had said that there's over like 1,600 different diseases to man, and like 600 of them are caused by circulation issues. So, anytime you're able to get the body heat up, so your so your circulation is better, you're going to start moving things along and help reduce some of the inflammation in the body, because you're getting your body to basically work again and do what it needs to do. And in doing so, it can lower chronic pain and including pain from arthritis. So it has some pretty good benefits, according to some studies that are out there. The particular one I just quoted was research from Saxon University of Applied Science in the Netherlands. So, here's a study in 2010 published in the Journal of Complementary and Alternative Medicine, found that far infrared saunas usage was associated with improved quality of life in people with type 2 diabetes. So that's pretty cool. And I think it's just widely known that people have for many years thought that it's improved the quality of life and overall well-being, especially in countries that are cold. They've known the difference, or seen the difference. Some researchers from Japan found that infrared sauna heat therapy might work even better to lift someone's mood and well-being than coupled with other holistic treatments, such as cognitive behavioral therapy and exercise rehabilitation. So essentially, they're suggesting that sitting in a sauna would be healthier than working out. I'd say kind of hand in hand could go together. There's also a study done in 2005 that split 46 patients with chronic pain into two groups, one receiving multidisciplinary treatments without infrared heat therapy, and the other receiving all forms of treatment, cognitive behavioral therapy, rehabilitation, and exercise therapy, and repeated thermal therapy used for infrared ray dry saunas. The therapy treatments were performed once a day for 4 weeks, and the results were tracked immediately after treatment and again 2 years after the discharge. And according to the patient's test scores, self ratings for pain, depression, and anger significantly decreased after treatment in both groups. However, pain and anger were significantly lower in the group who also received infrared sauna therapy 2 years after treatment. 77% of patients in the infrared sauna group felt well enough to return to work compared to just 50% of the control group. So that gives you a little bit of information there. It's an interesting study that was done. Who could potentially benefit? Of course, you need to talk to your practitioner, doctor before ever making these decisions, because I'm just someone giving you some information about infrared saunas. But you certainly could talk to your doctor before that. But according to research that's been done on the effects of saunas for decades, they've come to conclude that some studies have shown benefits of infrared sauna therapy for the following categories: cardiovascular disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, rheumatoid arthritis, chronic fatigue, poor diet or poor digestion, depression and anger, and chronic muscle and joint pains. The other thing is, one of the biggest benefits of infrared saunas is that they're comfortable and simple to use, and even for people who struggle with pain or have sensitive skin and stomachs when it comes to heat, all with no need for medication or doctors. So if you have any of those issues, again, that's cardiovascular disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cognitive heart failure, rheumatoid arthritis, chronic fatigue, poor digestion, depression and anger, or chronic muscle and joint pain, you should talk to your doctor about if you think that infrared saunas or any sauna at all would be helpful. So, of course, if we're going to be talking about this, we're going to talk about what are the potential side effects of using a sauna, and what you might expect. If you choose to undergo treatments at a spa, although some purchases these for your homes, the best thing to know about these things is the machine. The machine looks similar to a tanning bed depending on how you look at it, or they're in a box, or they're in this different ways. So they can be in different ways. How are they usually used? They're usually used for 15 to 30 minutes, although a lot of people suggest not doing more than 20 minutes. Also, like tanning beds, clients or patients or people might be told to gradually turn up the heat a notch every few minutes to reach the highest amount. A lot of sweating should be expected, although it is not painful and many people find it relaxing. Some find that afterwards they feel a bit lightheaded and like they just came off of a day at the beach. Drinking water and getting plenty of rest is recommended. Most people don't feel any difference otherwise, although in some people with high levels of pain, they report they feel improvements almost immediately. According to Dr. Axe's website, there's been no serious adverse effects being reported to infrared saunas, and this typical type of treatment seems to be safe for the majority of people, even those who can't normally tolerate other types of saunas or heats. FIR wavelengths are luckily too long to be perceived by the eye, so they don't damage sensitive eye tissue like other light therapies can. FIR light is also considered gentle, radiant heat. So although it can penetrate up to 1.5 inches or almost 4 centimeters beneath the skin, it isn't painful and it doesn't cause a burning effect. Of course, with all of this being said, it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor and healthcare practitioner about starting any treatment with infrared sauna. I feel like I've said this a lot to cover my rear end. A history of heart problems or medications. So essentially, there's some pretty good benefits that can come along with using a sauna. It's just a matter of whether or not you are in the right place with your health to be able to use it. So what is an EMF? It's an electromagnetic field. I think that's a very good question. So EMFs, generally speaking, can cause some discomfort in some people. So some people are concerned when they're buying an infrared sauna that EMFs may be a problem. So what do you want to avoid when you're buying an infrared sauna? Steel infrared rod heaters. The infrared light spectrum produced by these in-colony heat emitters is too broad for maximum effectiveness. So you want to avoid them. So that's kind of an important piece of the puzzle. Ceramic rods and ceramic tubes filled with sand, ceramic concave blocks. Any far infrared heat emitted can only be as effective as the total surface area that the heat emits itself. So ceramic emits have very small infrared emission surface. Ceramic heat emits also have several important shortcomings. One, safety. In order to produce the proper bandwidth of far infrared energy, ceramic heat admits must operate at a surface temperature of over 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if we can do that. This hot surface temperature is not comfortable and is not safe. Most sauna manufacturers using ceramic heaters cover the front of their heaters with a wire mesh or protective faceplate. If you're inadvertently touch or lean up against the ceramic heat emission panel plate, you'll wish you hadn't, as the faceplate and wire mesh are minimally efficient, and hand, arm, and body burns are still a safety issue. Ceramic emissions get so hot that they have been known to scorch the backrests of saunas. It is virtually impossible to lean back on a backrest directly in front of a ceramic heater due to the extreme surface. Uncomfortable and unnecessary. So another thing is EMFs, an electromagnetic field, is a physical energy field produced by and surrounding electrically charged objects, commonly known as flux. In the past few years, there have been a growing public concern that long-term exposure to high and low levels of electromagnetic radiation, i.e. cell phones, computer monitors, household appliances, electrical power lines, can be directly linked to various health concerns. What level of EMF is safe for humans? According to Dr. McCullough's website, mercola.com, many experts and public officials, as well as the few governments that have made the effort to offer public protection, have adopted a 3 mg or milligauss, is how you say it, Gauss, cutoff point. The GEPA has proposed a safety standard of 1 mg. Sweden has set a maximum safety limit of 1 mg. Ceramic heat emits in far infrared saunas typically have high EMF ratings. Several of the better quality sauna brands names offer low EMF carbon panels, heat emissions, and a select 1 or 2 brands, including Rocky Mountain Saunas, currently offer 0 rated EMF ratings for their carbon panel infrared emitters. However, having low or 0 rated EMF carbon panels is not necessarily adequate to guarantee your total safety and EMF protection while you are enjoying your sauna session. Infrared saunas have a subtle amount of 120 volt wiring throughout the wall panels and the roof cap of their saunas. Many of the sauna manufacturers that offer low or 0 EMF panels have neglected to properly shield all the wiring in the sauna. Look for a manufacturer who provides special EMF shields, 120 volt wiring in your new sauna as well. Other things you should know about is durability. Since the ceramic used in most infrared heat emits is generally of poor quality, lumping deposits of impurities are often produced on the tubing itself. These deposits cause the ceramic emission to decay rapidly and become ineffective over time. Most ceramic emits have a short life expectancy of 2 to 6 years. Comfort. That's another thing we need to think about. Due to the high surface temperature of the ceramic heat emission, it is virtually impossible to be positioned directly in front of the ceramic rods or ceramic concave blocks and be relaxed and comfortable. With the small surface area of ceramic emits and the wide spacing between the emits, hot spots and cold spots throughout the sauna cabin are the inevitable result. So portable, I guess what you call ergonomic backrests are a common accessory for saunas using ceramic emits. Most portable backrests slip out of position when leaning on them and only work in the upright position, which limits the variety of leaning positions. Well, efficiency is also important, right? A small surface area of ceramic rods and tubes and plate heaters limit the amount of infrared energy emitted directly towards your body. These 17-inch tubes heaters are generally mounted vertically between the inner and the outer layer of the sauna wall. Since the tubular ceramic heat emitters produces infrared energy across an entire surface, almost half of the infrared energy in ceramic emits is directly towards the outside wall, away from your body, losing loss of wasted infrared energy. In the attempt to correct this problem, they use reflector trays mounted behind the tubes. This only creates another problem. Reflected infrared light waves from the tray surface collide with the newly emitted rays from the ceramic tubes, effectively blocking infrared emission to the sauna's user's body. Reflector trays are cheaply manufactured and have many surface area scratches and blemishes. Scratches and cheap surface coatings further destroy the desired infrared wavelengths. So, there's a lot to think about there. So what do you want now that we look at all the things we don't want? You want an organic nanocarbon heater panel, wave system, or non-nanocarbon, whatever that means. So avoid poor wiring. Do not buy an infrared sauna that lacks proper safety certifications. So if you're buying a sauna and you don't have the safety data, don't buy it because it probably isn't good. What else to avoid? Here's why cheap sauna manufacturers expose their vulnerability in quality control. So saunas that have exterior buckles, poor workmanship, misaligned hardware, slopey tolerance limits. Magnets aren't strong enough to hold the sauna's walls securely in place. One slightly better than buckles and magnets, slide clasps. What else should we avoid? Thin walls. We want thicker walls. You don't want to use these types of wood: aspen, basswood, fir, white, western pine, spruce, poplar, California redwood. What do you want for woods for your sauna? You want Canadian or western red cedar, Pacific coastal hemlock would be good ones. You want to avoid widely spaced horizontal slat backrests. Other things that you want to avoid: large glass walls on the front and side of the far infrared sauna look good but are not efficient. Too much glass means not enough room for adequate numbers of far infrared heaters. Inadequate numbers of heating elements and panels. This is the feature that you need to compare visually, looking for lots of pictures of the sauna's interior. Poorly designed saunas have fewer heat elements and smaller heating elements. It's really important that whatever sauna you choose to get, if you choose to get one, that you have third-party testing done on them to make sure that they actually do what they say to do. And if you don't have a lifetime warranty, it's probably not a good product. So that's a little bit about different types of saunas. There's several different brands out there. I wanted to close out the show with just kind of giving you a list of some of the consumerrated.org best saunas of, again, according to many, the different things that saunas can do are reduce stress, improve circulation, remove harmful toxins, strengthen the immune system, relieve aches and pains, improve your skin, reduce fatigue, and lose weight. That all sounds amazing, doesn't it? So let's look at the different ones. So, some of the good ones are Medical Sauna Series, Cedar Row Sauna, the Rodim Therasana Face to Face, the Alta Sauna Series, and Sunlighten, of course. So if you want to learn more about Sunlighten or any infrared saunas, there's tons of great information that you can request from the show that we can send over to learn a little bit more about infrared saunas generally speaking. And if it is something that you're interested in actually doing, feel free to talk to your healthcare professional. Make sure that a sauna is something that would be good for your body and mind. I find it to be very relaxing, but it doesn't mean it's for everybody. So with that being said, I want to thank you for listening to Connected Revelations here on Freedom Revolution Network. And this is Joyce Hope signing off, and we'll see you next week on Sunday for another great show. Thanks for listening.